In all seriousness, even though it wasn't as important to me, it was pretty cool when not long after that, you got your first action figure and crossed it off our list.
But the fact we had different priorities is partly what made this work, because let's be honest, if we'd been competing for the same things, I'm not sure we could have been friends. You were just always so driven to be the best.
Maybe, but it's not like I was only focused on individual goals. Like, what about when we went to SmackDown Live and I ended up teaming with someone who was a great influence and mentor to me? I'm talking about Mickie James, of course! Stand up and take a bow, Mickie, you deserve it. You fought hard, but it just wasn't your night.
Let's face it, it hasn't been your night in a long time. Now, as general manager of SmackDown Live, it's my job to present a cutting-edge product, which means constantly introducing new talent to keep our brand fresh and exciting. But we can't add new talent without making subtractions. So I'm sorry, Mickie, but based on your recent performance, you can either announce your retirement or, unfortunately, I'll have to make that decision for you.
Wait, so you're basically forcing her out? She deserves better than that.
I understand where you're coming from, but like I said, this is bigger than one person. It's about protecting the brand.
There would be no brand without women like Mickie James.
You know what? It's okay. It's okay. I've been doing this a long time, and maybe I've lost a step. Maybe it's just time to hang it up.
No, you can't just accept this. There has to be another way.
Well, there is one other option, but it would just be delaying the inevitable. Mickie can continue competing on SmackDown Live, as long as she wins. But the very next match she loses is her last.
She'll do it.
I will?
All right. Good luck.
Look, I appreciate the support, but with my record as of late, I don't think I'll be sticking around too long.
Or maybe you will with me by your side.
What do you mean?
Big Show didn't say you had to win singles matches.
Are you sure you want to set aside your own goals to do this?
There's nothing I'd rather do than protect your legacy by sending you out on a winning streak. And one last title run. Win Women's Tag Team Championships with Mickie James.
Welcome everyone to the most iconic talk show ever, Iconic Talk, with your hosts,
The Iconics.
We just said iconic so many times.
You said it again. I think we just set a record.
Speaking of records, I want to remind everyone that we are now the longest running women's tag team champions ever from Australia.
They're also the only women's tag team champions from Australia.
Which brings us to my favorite segment of Iconic Talk.
It's time for Why Australia is Better.
This is the part of the show where we educate our audience on different aspects of Australian culture and explain
why Australia is better.
Okay, what do we have this week?
The great sport of cricket.
Which has nothing to do with filthy little insects.
No, it's actually a sport that is very popular in Australia.
Think of it like a way better version of your horrible, dull baseball.
To further educate you on this superior sport, let's go over the laws of cricket, shall we?
There are only 42 of them. Shouldn't take long.
Law 1. A cricket team consists of 11 players, including a captain.
That's a great law. One of my favourites. Now, Law 2.
Hey, what are these two doing out here? There were still 41 laws to go. I wanted to learn more about cricket.
I think you were the only one.
Law 2. The Iconics should never be allowed to have a talk show, as it'll put everyone watching to sleep.
That's not an actual law.
Yeah, don't listen to her.
Why are you two even out here?
It's very rude to interrupt someone's talk show. I recommend you go back and watch the segment we did on manners.
We're here because we want a tag team championship match.
So you two are a team now. What are you calling yourselves?
red and grey?
Because Mickie's so old, get it?
Hilarious. She really is a fossil.
You've never even teamed before, so what makes you think you deserve a shot at our titles?
Maybe because 8 years ago in Calgary, I beat you in my very first match, and I've only gotten better since then. Way better.
Oh, okay, so you're saying since a long time ago, I felt bad for my pathetic opponent and basically took the night off because I was freezing, that a decade later, when that pathetic opponent rears her ugly head with an elderly partner, they deserve a tag title opportunity? Makes sense?
That was sarcasm. The answer is no.
If you think that we need to prove ourselves as a team, then we'll do it right now in a non-title match. If we win, we get a championship match. And if you win my career.
That whole career-ending stipulation is enticing.
Yeah, I forgot about that. It would be nice to put her out to pasture.
We'll do it.
But only after we finish teaching everyone about cricket.
Law 3. Never interrupt the Iconics.
The Iconics viciously attack Red and Mickey with those cricket bats.
And rightfully so, they violated Law 3.
Red and Mickey are going to be at a severe disadvantage going into this match with so much at stake.
If you're just joining us, this is a non-title match with the stipulation that if Red and Mickey can defeat the Iconics, they earn a shot at their tag team titles. However, if the Iconics win, Mickie James' career will be over.
And Red and Mickey are clearly not 100% after that brutal attack by the Iconics.
Look, no one wants to see a pioneer like Mickie James have her career come to an end, but it's going to happen sooner or later, and I have a feeling it'll be sooner, as in tonight, at the hands of the tag team champions.
Oh, man. She's gaining momentum here, guys.
She's fighting hard and reaping the rewards.
Things taking a turn for her now.
She's putting up quite a fight here, Cole, but despite that, now is probably a good time to look for the tag.
Things aren't looking good for her. Comes in off the tag. Well, Peyton Royce's career is just getting started, guys. I'd say she has already accomplished a great deal, including being named the 2016 NXT Breakout Star of the Year alongside Billie Kay.
Caught her! Elbow drop!
Oh, an elbow drop. Solid contact from Mickie James. That'll turn your lights out.
Mickie James is on the attack now.
Oh, what impact. Elbow drop.
Piercing.
Gets the tag. Drop kick to the spine. It's obvious Billie Kay is feeling the pain that has been dealt out so far.
She's got nothing left, guys.
If she doesn't make a tag soon, this match is over. It's that simple.
Back suplex. All on the apron, lifting it up into the ring. Bam! Suplex.
Mickie James seizing the moment that time.
Mickie James with a mick kick.
Uh-oh.
Oh, spiking DDT.
In off the tag. Oh, flipping senton. That'll take the wind right out of you. Ah, foot just stomping down. Wrist lock applied. Oh, man, look at this power.
Elbow drop.
Not what she was looking for.
Straight punch, nothing fancy.
Needs to make it to the corner here, Corey.
Oh, you're absolutely right, Cole. There's no way around it. A tag is vital at this point in the match.
Clothesline right to the back of the neck. Oh, what an elbow high on the chin. Caught. Finds a way to reverse. Things not going her way.
Her head's got to be pounding right about now, Cole.
Stringing together some big moves here.
She's efficient and dangerous with her offense thus far.
Oh, elbow drop. Oh, it's a piercing elbow. 1, 2. And a kick out after a long 2.
I can't believe she kicked out there.
Oof, kick finds it.
Great reflexes. Royal butterfly suplex.
The best kind.
Straight punch. She goes for the cover.
Oh, somehow.
Wow, I thought for sure that was it.
Oh, able to counter. An impressive series of moves.
Looks like nobody's budging, Cole.
Yet another counter.
It's like they're both somehow one step ahead of each other.
Scoop slam. Tagged in.
Oh, check this out. I know what's coming next.
Sliding German.
When you talk about great tag teams, we can go all the way back to teams like the Tolos brothers, Stevens and Patterson, Stevens and Bockwinkel, the Texas Outlaws, the Briscoes, the Blackjacks, the Andersons, and the list goes on and on.
Time to end this. What a maneuver.
See ya. Definitely wouldn't want to be ya.
Man, I wonder if Peyton Royce can survive this. And this has got to be it. 1, 2. They got it.
Here are your winners, Alex, Gray, and Mickie James.
She certainly looked good in that victory.
I knew she was going to win the whole time, Michael.
I'd be curious to see how this win impacts the rest of the tag team division.
That was awesome! And considering our lack of experience together, I'd say we make a pretty good team.
I agree. I mean, you know what? I just want to say thank you for doing this. I could be sitting at home right now, but instead we have a chance to win the tag team championships. And even if my career does end, this is a heck of a way to go out.
Before you celebrate too much, we just found out your tag title match will be taking place on our home turf.
That's right, in our great country, in front of our fans at Super Showdown.
It doesn't matter. We'll beat you anywhere.
Oh, you should also know it's going to be an Australian rules tag match.
Which are the most iconic rules.
What does that even mean?
It means it'll be no disqualification, tornado tag.
Or Willy Willy tag, as we say down under.
Hey, Mickie, you should pack an extra week of clothes. You know, so you can go on holiday in Australia after we end your career.
We'll call our grandparents and see if they know of any good senior resorts.
Welcome to another edition of Women Who Fight, where we have breaking news. Ooh. The new team of Red and Mickie James will get a tag team championship opportunity at Super Showdown.
You neglected to mention it will be an Australian rules tag match in front of the Iconics' home crowd. I think all of that adds up to this being Mickie James's final match.
You know, as our resident WWE expert, I have to mention that Ric Flair faced a similar career-ending stipulation years ago, and he went on to win quite a few matches before Shawn Michaels eventually retired him at WrestleMania. I think this situation could motivate Mickie James to go on a similar winning streak.
Ric Flair and Mickie James are two completely different people in two completely different eras. Besides, Flair was competing in singles matches, not as part of a team, which means Mickie's career is not only in her own hands, but also Red's. That's a lot of pressure.
Well, if anyone can handle that kind of pressure, it's Red. She's been a champion everywhere she's gone, and her win-loss record is one of the best we've ever seen. Not to mention, Mickie James is a hero of hers. I mean, the last thing Red wants to do is let her down.
But that win-loss record you mentioned is from singles matches. Red's never been part of a team. Meanwhile, the Iconics have been teaming for years. They grew up together.
Okay. Can we at least agree that it was a good thing that Red and Mickie interrupted the Iconics' rules of cricket?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I was kind of interested to learn more about it. Seems like a cool sport.
Seriously?
You know, maybe we should start talking about cricket on the show. Would probably get about as much time as MMA does.
Here we go again. All right, fine. I'll wrap this up by saying I firmly believe we'll see new tag team champions coming out of Super Showdown, and more importantly, Mickie James will go on to fight another day.
Sorry, can you repeat all that? I was reading about cricket.
Really?
The following contest is an Australian Rules Tag Team match. It is for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. From Louisville, Kentucky, Alex Gray.
This is a big-time opportunity, Byron, as the title will be on the line here.
You're right, Michael. And judging from the response on social media heading into this match, we're likely to see a new champ crowned here tonight.
Corey, you would have to think it's a performance of a lifetime to walk out of here tonight with the gold around her waist.
Yeah, you don't beat the champ unless you go at her with nothing less than your absolute best. And even then, there's a good chance you're going home empty-handed.
Here comes Mickie James.
From Richmond, Virginia, Mickie James.
A six-time champion. Guys, she's been waiting a long time for this opportunity here tonight.
Let's just hope she doesn't blow it, Cole, because opportunities like this don't come along very often.
Billy Kay and Peyton Royce, the Iconics.
Of course, the title is on the line in this one, guys.
And don't be surprised if history is made. You win these, you make a case as one of the best teams ever.
You have to believe the Iconics have a major advantage here tonight at Super Showdown, competing in front of their home country fans in an Australian Rules Tag Team Championship match.
And don't forget, Red and Mickie have the added pressure of Mickie's career being on the line. If they lose, this chapter of Mickie's life is officially over.
That's all. Cover for the championship. Boom. Nice. Not yet. Just sending a message there. Pump handle. Slam. Oh, a flying forearm on the mark.
Really just laying it in. Thunderous power slam. Oh, turn down the lights, kick everybody out.
Curtain call. Up for the electric chair, down for the drop. Oh, it's raking the back. Situations like this usually don't end very well. For the win to retain the championship. She's got a long way to go before she should be thinking about a pinfall victory here. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but when Peyton Royce walks out wearing that iconic t-shirt, you can hear an audible groan from the crowd.
I haven't noticed, but I'm sure they're just jealous, Cole. The fact of the matter is, when you look and perform like Peyton Royce does, you should absolutely have a high opinion of yourself.
The champ now absorbing a little damage. Incredible.
There was a lot of force behind that one.
Red goes for the Irish whip, but gets sent into the corner instead.
And now here come the Iconics, pouring it on in front of their home crowd.
This does not look good for Red and Mickey, and by extension, Mickie's career. What are the Iconics doing?
Oh, I think it's time for a game of cricket.
Red and Mickey have other plans. This is a bit of revenge for what took place before their match on SmackDown Live. And since Australian rules is no disqualification, it's perfectly legal.
Oh, nasty impact.
Peyton Royce was able to get out of the way there. That's twice now, Byron. Yeah, she really knows how to handle that, huh? She just keeps using that. Hey, we're covered by the challenger! And she lets her free. Ooh-wee. Neck breaker! The champ not in a great place. Elbow smash! Cover for the champion! Not sure why. I think she sensed her opponent was about to break free. Debilitating elbow drop.
Well, this isn't just any butterfly suplex.
For the championship! Now back to the ring. Uh-oh, she's not done yet. Boom! Stringing together some big moves here. Maintain the aggression. Gets her again.
Man, she really knows how to handle herself, huh?
Changes her fortune there.
There's the sling blade. Basement drop kick. Harsh impact.
Going for the home run. Hurricanrana.
Oh, they got it. The title might change hands. Oh, man, Billie Kay doesn't even know where she is.
Just in time.
Again with it.
She's showing no mercy tonight.
The champ teetering on the edge. I'm not used to seeing this. There it is. Did you hear that crack?
Oh, spiked with a Frankensteiner.
This could be big.
This isn't just any butterfly suplex.
Royal butterfly suplex. Clothesline.
Oh, that'll leave a mark.
Well, now That was unreal. Good golly, what a knee.
Hurricanrana.
There she goes. Pump handle. Slam.
Gets out of dodge there. What a great job by Peyton Royce to take advantage.
Hurricanrana.
Unbelievable athleticism.
Bulldog. She's taken to the floor when she can be ever so dangerous. Pump handle. Shot block. And it's Billie Kay showing some agility. Oh, it didn't go as planned there. Oh, right in the face.
Peyton Royce looking to close this thing out with the Venus flytrap. Make it the trifecta for another one.
Down to the floor.
She wants it one more time.
It connects.
The champ's eyes were glazed over. Even more devastating.
Not only has Red helped Mickie James ward off retirement, they're now the new women's tag team champions.
To win this match under the pressure they faced and do it in enemy territory under the Iconics rules is truly impressive.
Honestly, I think a lot of credit goes to Red and her list. Someone said it before the match. That list is a powerful motivational tool for Red.
Yeah, that someone was me, Corey.
Nah, it couldn't have been you. Probably was Cole.
And that's how Mickie James went from being a hero and mentor of mine to more than that. She was now my tag team partner and, more importantly, my friend.
Aw, that's nice. But aren't you skipping over a pretty important part?
How about we move on? Don't you want to talk about when you were on the cover of WWE 2K25?
I do, but hang on a second. Earlier, you put me on blast for having some trivial goals. So now it's my turn to call you out for a time when you let the list steer you down a questionable path. This is a night to remember our careers, good and bad.
Fine. If you want to talk about it so much, then you tell the story.
Okay. After they became tag team champions, it turned everything around for Mickie. She even ended up earning a SmackDown Live Women's Championship opportunity against Kairi Sane. Mickie went on to defeat Kairi Sane, giving her 2 championships and continuing her incredible winning streak to avoid retirement. I feel like you've been a little off lately. You're moody, quick to lash out, overly judgmental about my decisions.
It all sounds like typical me.
Maybe those weren't the best examples, but I've known you long enough to realize when something's bothering you.
Well, to be honest, I'm kind of getting impatient. I mean, teaming with Mickie has been fun. But I never thought it would last this long, and I definitely didn't see her singles title run happening. Now I'm basically waiting for someone to beat her so I can go after the SmackDown Live Women's Championship. I've been dying to cross that off.
Some might say you're a bit too focused on the list.
Who's some? Are you some?
Look, if you want my advice, I see 2 ways for you to get what you want. But the first option wouldn't be very honorable.
What do you mean?
If you and Mickie were to somehow lose your tag titles, then Mickie would be forced to retire and vacate her women's title, leaving you free to pursue it. Option number 2, the more straight-up way of doing things, would be for you to tell Mickie exactly how you feel and challenge her to a match for the SmackDown Live Women's Championship, potentially crossing that off the list. But if you beat her, you'd also lose the tag titles and worse, end the career of your idol/friend.
I don't really love either option.
This business forces you to make some tough decisions. But At least you're not choosing between competing in a tag title match or saving your mangled ear like Mick Foley once had to do.
No, but if losing my ear was option 3, I'd think I'd take it.
The alternative is just waiting around for something to happen, and who knows how long that could take.
You're right. I guess I should... Hey, Mickey. I need to talk to you about something. It's kind of personal, sorry.
We'll catch up later. What's going on? Is everything okay?
Yeah, well, not really. It's just lately... I'll just come out and say it. I want your title. And I know what that means for you and for us, but I don't think I can sit back any longer.
You know what? I was waiting for this moment.
You were?
Look, I know who you are, what you're made of, what got you here. You're driven to be the very best. And I knew that being tag team champions would only satisfy you for so long.
So you don't hate me?
No, I get it. I actually respect you for your honesty. I can think of a couple other ways this could have gone down.
But if I beat you, it's all over.
If it's going to come to an end, and it will, sooner rather than later, I want you to be the one that does it. Besides, none of this would have even happened if it wasn't for you. But with all of that said, I've come too far to just roll over. If you face me for my title, you better be ready for a fight.
You know me. I wouldn't want it any other way.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the SmackDown Women's Championship.
You know, when you think headline, a pay-per-view, who do you think of?
This woman right here.
Mickie James! Seeing Mickie James make her way to the ring, it's amazing that over the course of her career, she's never lost that love of competition or her infectious, peppy attitude for even a second.
Mickie's still chasing titles and enjoying the adoration of the WWE Universe.
Like all the in-ring greats, she has that never-say-die spirit that just can't be held down.
Introducing the challenger, from Louisville, Kentucky, Alex Gray. And introducing the champion, from Richmond, Virginia, the SmackDown Women's Champion, Mickie James.
This is for the Women's Championship. Sold out here. Everyone's standing in anticipation to see who truly is the best superstar in the women's division. Months ago, Red essentially resuscitated her idol Mickie James' career. Tonight, after issuing her an open and honest challenge, she may now cause it to come to a sudden conclusion.
If you ask me, Red's being extremely selfish. She's prioritizing the list and her individual goals ahead of her tag team championship and her supposed friend's career.
You may feel that way, but from all accounts, Mickie James was completely fine with how Red approached her regarding this match. She even said if she was going to lose her title and her career, she'd want it to be to Red.
Well, I, for one, will never understand that.
Engineering! This is a big risk. Will it pay off? From the top! Oh, an elbow drop!
Oh, it's a piercing elbow.
Straight punch, nothing fancy.
She's looking relentless now.
She's fighting hard and reaping the rewards.
The champ getting put on the back foot here.
She can withstand the punishment, though.
Wrist lock applied.
Oh, man, look at this power.
Oh, knee right to the spine. Oh, this is dangerous right here.
Whoa! Look at this! From up top, diving senton.
Mickie James seizing the moment that time.
An impressive series of moves.
Looks like nobody's budging, Cole.
Had it scouted. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Springboard coup de grace!
Oh, stomping away.
Oh, this is my favorite. The old Royal Butterfly Suplex. Oh, it's not going to be pretty.
Go to sleep.
The title's in jeopardy here.
I think the paradigm has shifted.
Mickie James is in a real bad spot.
Mickie James appears to be on her last legs.
I'm sorry.
Red hits the MICKIE.
Is this the end for Mickie James?
It's all over. Red is your new SmackDown Live Women's Champion. And as a result, Mickie James' historic career has come to an end.
Red ended Mickie's career with her own move. What a true friend.
I think it was actually a sign of respect to do it that way.
Yeah, it was almost like a tribute.
You know, it would have been a good tribute, continuing to defend the tag championship and not ending your idol's career.
You deserve this moment.
A nice gesture from our new champion, Red, giving Mickie James a chance to say goodbye to the WWE Universe.
And no matter how I feel about Red right now, I do want to say thank you to Mickie James. You will be missed.
Thank you, Mickie.